Hey everyone, it's Fanatic Frolfer. Today I'm playing at Plymouth Creek Woods in Plymouth, Minnesota. I actually ended up skipping hole 1. There's a backup on the tee of hole 1, so I started at hole 2, which is 230 feet. Par 3, lots of par 3s on this course. It's kind of tricky. You have to go uphill, then it goes downhill and finishes off to the left. I just go with my buzz there on some hyzer. This is a fun borderline pitch and putt course, very fun for all skill levels. Looking for my disc here. There's a lot of down trees the time that I played this, so I ended up finding it pretty close, just a little short and a little left. Got a tricky little putt here. This is a course I've played a lot when I was in college and for years, so it's fun to come back to.
Okay.
And we get a nice
All right.
chain out to start the day. Dead center, hit the pole. Some of these older baskets, that's bound to happen. It's still frustrating, nevertheless. But yeah, like I was saying, this course has been through. It's very popular. Played here a lot. It's had a recent redesign, I think around 2020. But anyways, we're on the hole 3, short hole, 130, par 3. Just going with the Luna there, trying to throw that straight and soft. Usually my mistake is going too far past the basket or going down the hill. So I was very happy with that one. Kept that one low. Got some decent ground play. And I ended up finding it just left of the hole into some of these bushes here. Have another putt for birdie.
Oof,
No spit out that time. A little right, but it does
right.
catch. This is a fun course for all skill levels. This is one it's fun to take people that haven't played a lot. Hole 4 here, another short one, 130. The creek is right behind it, so you have to be a little careful. I just go with my zone. Very soft, touchy throw there. So now when I play this, it's fun to, in my mind, work on approaches. You have to be careful of what speed you're throwing, your disc selection. So there, I was able just to throw something nice and soft. Not in danger of going in the creek. Right behind it. Another birdie there, now onto hole 5, going uphill, 150. Go with the Luna again. This one turns a little bit to the right on me, but nothing, not too far away. Have another look for another birdie. Starting to heat up a little bit. Little left, but it is in. Sometimes a little left's okay. You're not hitting dead center and spitting out. All right, next on to hole 6, 267 feet, par 3. This one goes downhill and then banks off to the right. Great hole for me to practice my forehand. I go with the Athena here. A little bit more anhyzer than I would like, but it's high enough.
Oh,
stalling out, and it hits hits a tree. I really like the shape on that one, but in the future I just had to throw something straight without anhyzer angle, let it go straight, and then let it fade to the right. Still doesn't end up in a bad spot. Just a little pitch up there with the Luna. Try to make it with the second person.
That's all right.
And an easy par. Tapping that in. And onto this hole used to be called Behemoth. They shortened it up a little bit. It is still a doozy. Hole 7 here, about 500 feet. I go with the Comet, trying to mitigate some damage. I've usually ended up kicking left or hitting a tree, so take a straight mid-range, chuck it down there.
Makes a lot more sense.
And this one got wedged, which I
All right.
was having a fun time with there. If you were getting in anywhere close to this position, close to the bridge, that's a nice spot to be in. I go with the Comet again. You have to get up over the ridge, and the basket's kind of tucked away up there. As you can see right here. Par on this hole, I will take any day. I'm trying to remember if I've seen a birdie on this hole. I can't recall one. Take my zone there, just again, soft approach.
Close.
Not messing around with anything. It's where this course can get you. You get a bad tree kick, you end up way off the fairway. It's easy to take bogeys, even though it's a shorter course. Tap it in for par, which again, I feel very good about because I've taken some big numbers on that one. Next, hole 8. This is a new hole, completely new to the layout from the old one. Again, just over 200 feet. Just throwing over the creek, go with the Buzz SS here. I want something to flip up to flat and be straight.
Decent.
And
Right.
it goes off to the left,
Not too shabby.
but it still had the distance, so not a bad shot there. The putt, and the putter
There it
is
is.
on.
Core
Feels
engaged.
nice. Alright, on to hole 9, 226 feet uphill. This is a fun one. You have to get in between these two big trees in the middle of the fairway. Go with the Buzz SS again. Get a nice flip up on this one. I thought I maybe aced it. It was right next to it. Ended up just being passed. Have a nice tap in birdie here, which is always great to say. Tap and pars are nice, but tap and birdies are even better. And there we go, no spit out. And down we go. So, fun fact about this next hole, this is my first ace, what happened on this hole. So it's always fun to come back to. Back then it was with the Buzz. But now I have a nice easy play here, just taking a zone, throwing it soft to the right flat, letting it fade left. Very touchy shot. And looks good. Goes a little past the basket. Took me a long time to get my first ace, and folks, it is worth it. So just keep playing. It'll happen. Got a nice little tester putt here. And again, the left side, but it is in. Second putt was even better, but both went in, so we'll take it. Next hole, this is a funky one. A 115. Used to be a double mandatory between the two trees there. They have this weird deck thing. I think it's made for the disc golf course. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, just take a zone. Another soft approach shot there. Again, this is one I don't play a ton because it is a little repetitive on what discs I'm using, but it's good every once in a while to get used to throwing that and have speed control. And it's nice, you can take your friends here, ones who don't play disc golf as much or beginners, but even seasoned veterans. It's nice to have a little break with a course like this. Alright, on to hole 12. This is a big dog leg to the right. So you go off the tee straight for a little bit, and then it cuts to the right, and you have a tunnel of trees to get through. This is a tricky one. I've had a few lucky birdies, I would call them, on this one. You should throw forehand, but now I go big Anheuser with a Buzz SS on some turnover line, and that one hits a tree, but it still gets a decent way down there. I feel like that's the only way to cut the corner on that. So I'm tucked away behind some woods, going with the Luna with a tricky little, just a pop of the wrist on some Anheuser, and it works out well. Again, this is one easy to take bigger numbers in my opinion. Getting a birdie on this hole especially is a bonus birdie. Nice little putt there for par. We're at hole 13. That's 7 down at 209. Last summer I aced this hole, so it's also fun to come back to. I used a Buzz OS, but now I just go with a zone. Throwing that flat, and then fade out to the left. This one's fairly straight, but then it goes to the left and it's a little elevated. So still a tricky shot to get up to this landing zone, which I did, fortunately. Tap in birdie once again. And we are on to the next one. Hole 14 at 8 under now, 172 par 3. Good little forehand practice with me with the zone. Been throwing the zone a ton, and for good reason. I've had it in the bag a long time. Flies a little straighter than most zones, but still has that dependable finish, which is exactly what you need on this one. Goes straight, fades off to the right, slightly elevated, but nothing too crazy. If you throw a driver, you can easily skip past this hole and get to a spot you don't want to be. All right, hole 15, 367 par 3. This is where the course It's compared to the other holes, this is pretty random. Tight gap, but a lot of distance. Beats something that flips up to flat and rides straight for a long time. Going with my OG Thrasher. That one was pretty nice.
A little left, but that's okay.
I believe I've never gotten birdie on this one, and for good reason. There's some mounds that make it also tricky to get close to the basket. This one had the distance, but still it faded off to the left. So you need a really straight shot to get something close. Don't have much of anything here, so I just go forehand Luna.
That's all right.
As I say, kind of close there. Kind of fun to try to run that to get a 2. So we've all been there. You got a course. You get an opportunity to get a birdie on a hole you've never gotten, so might as well take it. Tap in par nonetheless. And heading on to hole 16, which is another tough gap shot, 172. This is a very tough tunnel. It gets tighter as you get close to the basket. Basket's up on a mound as well, so good luck landing close. Go with the Luna, a little left, and gets double doink with the trees there, which actually helps it. It keeps it close to the basket. And you can see here, trick is a tricky one to get close. Sometimes not a fun hole if you're putting and you miss it with the mound. Maybe a longer comebacker putt. Got a nice putt for par here. Don't think about it too much, just put it in. And like I said, I skipped hole 1, so now we're going to finish with hole 1. And hole 1's a nice starting hole. You can see why it's called Plymouth Creek, because immediately the creek is in play. This is a tricky one. 187, par 3. I'm going with my Luna here, trying to flip it up to flat. It's a little high.
Oh.
And it's off the top of the cage. I thought I made it. Look how close this is. Right off the top. And it actually rolled a decent bit away, so I have a little tester to finish with birdie here. Haven't gotten an ace yet this year. Still have some time, but I've had some nice shots like that have been close. Can I finish out with the birdie? I can, right in the middle. Fun way to close out the hole. I've never finished, I don't think I've ever finished on a hole 1 before. Ended up shooting an 11 down, 38. Fun little pitch and putt course. So yeah, if you're in the area, fun course to check out. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.